Good evening and welcome to the 23rd Annual Garden State Filmmaker Interviews. Garden State Film Festival Filmmaker Interviews. I have the pleasure of being here with the director of Likewise Olive, Brendan Walsh. Brendan, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Oh, it's so great to be here. I have to point out I am co-director. Dave Nislik, who is also co-director
Yes,
and writer, couldn't be here tonight. But thank you for having me rep the team.
of course. Thank you for joining me tonight. So I have a couple questions for you about your film, but I wanted to ask this one. I don't like olives. I don't really eat them too much. Do people who like olives really like just eat a bowl of olives? Just pick like
I love olives. I had a friend in college, and we were like, like all people, we were poor in college. But I had this buddy, Oscar, shout out to Oscar, who we would come up with different treats because we were poor. It was like we had, you had like bags of ramen, and he came up with this thing called bombers, and we would eat bombers all the time. So it was like a bowl of black olives, and then you just put a little hot sauce in them. So from personal experience, people just eat bowls of olives. I mean, when you see the
all
film,
right.
you might that's honestly, I think, the biggest logic question in the sci-fi is like, why does you have a bowl of olives?
I didn't get it. But
Some
all right,
people
awesome.
go, I
So
don't know.
maybe I'm gonna ask people now who like
Yeah.
olives and be like, do you eat them out of a bowl with your hands? And I'll let you know what they
Like an animal.
All right. Thank you for answering that. It was
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about your film?
Yeah. So this film was written by Dave Nislik, who is the co-director. Dave and I, we are two of three business partners in Oakleaf Media, which is a production company based out of Tuckerton, which is Southern Ocean County, New Jersey. And this film is a light sci-fi drama. Really, it's sort of a heartfelt family story that's wrapped up in this sci-fi world, and it follows Charlie, who is a dad who shows up for this experience in a cabin. I can't give away too much. Obviously, it's a short film, so there's not a lot of runway. If I tell you too much, it's kind of like, well, you don't need to see it now.
You're gonna
So
have to
Charlie shows up for the experience, and it's the experience of a lifetime, I guess, is the way we'd put it.
I thought your film was so lovely. Like that, I won't give away what the experience is, but honestly, I think everyone that will watch this film will wish that, like everybody wishes that they could experience. I don't want to say anything.
It's hard not to give things away with it, but I'll just say, Dave and I have been writing together for probably the better part of a decade. We've been doing, our business has been operating for, this is our 10th year, and we started way before that. We're old, myself and my two business partners, we're old high school buddies, even back to like the second grade. And when Dave sent this one over, because we've been writing together for so long, we're actively pursuing television and film projects. We're writing features and TV scripts together. But it's all practice for us. It's all like, hey, man, I got this one done. It's, just trying to get the pages in, get the reps in. Dave sent this one over, and I read it, and I was like, yeah, this one, man, because ultimately you really just feel it. And I think I can't take any credit for that. That came right from Dave and from his personal experiences. I think his son had just turned 1 or 2, maybe, when he wrote this. So, he's like a new father. I have a couple of kids. And when I read this, I was like, I read it, and I think within 45 minutes, I had a casting call up without even asking him. I was like, yo, we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it. Because I found it to be that beautiful. I really do love it as well.
I agree with you. I think you guys struck gold with picking that one. So I was gonna say, I think everyone, when they realize what the experience is, will want, of course, realize they also want that to be able to do that. That was what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
All right, but so what was it like? You just mentioned you were doing casting calls before you let anybody know. What was finding the cast of this film like?
So we've used Backstage for a number of years. it's a great tool for especially kind of the indie level that we're certainly currently operating at. Um, we really want and we are driving toward the luxury of working with casting directors and doing all the things the right way. But casting this one was,
Sure.
you know, like most of the stuff that we do at this level, at this indie level, we're like shooting from the hip. We put out the casting call and we're like, I don't know. We've done it in the past and we've hired off of Backstage in the past and we've gotten like maybe not great results. Not to point any people out, but you're kind of taking a risk when you don't have the casting director, when you don't have the budget or the finances to do um, to do actual casting call and you know have people read for you. So we threw it out there, and the cast that we found, I think who we found through Backstage was Joseph Adams, who um, it was a stroke of luck for us. He usually doesn't submit on Backstage, and we talked to him about it afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, I never really use it. I just for some reason I popped it up there and I threw my thing on." And he's like, "I almost never use it." And he to be honest, we think we can't take credit for discovering Joe, but we say that to people now. We're like, "Oh, we discovered," because Joe is an incredible actor. I think he's been doing theater for, you
I know.
know, just so good. So
I thought he was doing so much just like body like movement and everything. Like it's not saying anything sometimes. I thought it was
and
incredible.
that honestly,
And that's how you found him? Just
found him through Backstage, and you can really with Joe too. You can and with Sarah Zinser who plays Olive, you know, one of the characters. Um, you know, we found her through Backstage as well, and Sarah and Joe in particular. Sarah's also been doing this for I want to say she's been acting. I think she said for 50 years. We we found them stroke of luck. We saw their reel, and when somebody's truly an actor, you can see their reel and you can see them in a little piece of something, and you
get an
know that
idea.
you can get an idea. So with Sarah as well, we actually just hired her. We just wrapped up shooting another short film that we're really excited about, starring Sarah Zinser, who has a part in Likewise Olive. So Joe says we're building our own little repertory company.
Definitely. Yeah, I can see the makings of that.
Yeah. So I guess the short answer is we got lucky.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's awesome. Yeah, very lucky. I thought they were all incredible. So what was the process of making this film like?
Well, I want to say I'll probably get my months wrong, but I think that it was about a month and a half to go from getting the first draft from Dave to shooting. It was
Okay.
like we really accelerated it. And that was really, I mean, it was a lot of things, but the biggest one is just a function of our business. It was like we know that if we're gonna get this done, we had a little month or two window where business is a lot. It picks up for us down here in Southern Ocean County a lot in the summer. You know, we're a tourist seasonal area. That's when people are trying to
Same
capture their
here.
beauty stuff. You guys get it. Um,
Yeah.
so so the process was fast. It was we found our cast within 2 weeks. We just did some online digging and we reached out to our local network. We had a group called the Tide Table Group who we've done work for a number of years, and they were so gracious to let us film in one of their restaurants. We found a really cool cabin and we reached out, see if they would,
Yeah.
you know, so everybody, it was like really quick, a lot of phone calls, really fast. And we shot the film in 2 days, 2 production days. Um, I think it was 20, I want to say it was like 18 to 20 pages, something like that. Um, a lot of this, we're in our, you know, we've been in business for 10 years, but we're sort of in our infancy stages of doing what it is we really want to do, which is the narrative side of production and being a physical production company for scripted stuff. So all of this is a learning process for us. There's things we would do differently, but we kind of learned like, hey, at this quality level with this size crew, with the equipment we already have, we can probably pump out 7 to 10 pages a day. We're a little bit dead at the end, but like, you know, if it were a tight television project, you know, we could probably that's how many pages we can do. So it's, you know, it's a lot of learning for us. And again, it was fast.
Yeah, sounds like it. So what would you're in the infancy of your careers in doing this. What other projects have you worked on in the past or are currently working on?
So, yep. Well, we're in the infancy of bringing these things to the screen. We're not really in the infancy of our careers. It's once again, Oakley's been around
Right. Right.
for like 10 years. We're in our 10th year. Um, the on the corporate and the business side, we do everything from local nonprofit stuff all the way up to last year we were working for Campbell's, Levi's, Crocs, um, a lot kind of like the bigger brands, and doing like online digital marketing stuff. So we're kind of we have our irons and a lot of fires. But on this side of things, we have 20 screenplays that we've written over the last 5 to 10 years. Uh, a big mix of genres, and a mix of feature television projects. Like I mentioned, we just shot another short film that stars Sarah Zinsser, who's in Likewise Olive. And this one it's our first attempt at a comedy. We think it's funny, but
Okay.
time will tell. But we really, our goal is to turn that into a feature, and we've been working on marketing materials and stuff to put together a deck and see if we can raise some money. That's really like everybody else. That's the main hurdle is like, how do I get this money? But
Right.
and we also just signed our first deal for an indie picture that is self-financed by an executive producer out of New York. So we, off the back of Likewise Olive, we have our first movie that'll be shooting this year. We're really excited about that too. Thank you very
Congratulations.
much.
That's
Yeah, it's been
amazing.
a long push, and we still got to make it. So it's a house of cards.
So you totally you mentioned I heard a little bit of advice, but I was wondering, do you have any advice for filmmakers that are in the same, indie and everything? I know you said it was like trying to get the money, but do you have any other advice for people that are in a similar situation, maybe trying to figure their
For
way
sure.
out?
I think, I did say that's the hurdle is getting the money, but that's actually that's the falsehood. That's the thing we believed for 10 years. And that's the thing. I know I literally just said it. I also contradict myself a lot. No, I don't.
Right.
Um, so
That's good.
the falsehood is that you need the money to do it. The reality is, yes, at a certain level, at the things that we're trying to do, there is budget constraints, but it can also sort of be golden handcuffs. And I think the thing that we tell our crew, we're up to I think 10 people in total that work at Oakleaf and our various other companies, and these are all men and women who are coming up through kind of the same way that we did, myself and my business partners, which is I'm just a freelancer. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to do this thing. I have this dream. We all sort of came up the same way. And the honest answer is like the only way to do it is failure. Legitimately, it's just get out there and make something terrible because you don't skip the line. I think that like might be a Jerry Seinfeld quote that Dave, my co-director here, sent me the other day. That's like, just accept that you're mediocre and then just put the pen to the paper, like, so it's the thing that most people don't want to hear, but it's get out there and do it. There's zero excuse. You have, everybody can
Right.
film something. And I hate that. I hate hearing that too. You have an iPhone, just go out and make a
Right.
movie. But like Sean Baker did it, man. Like, um, and that's the bigger one is get out there and make something, anything, something poetic, shoot the birds walking around the beach and show your parents, like just start. um but the next one I would say is also just for me, it's been writing. It's been practicing, understanding what makes a story. And we, once again, I'll keep saying it, we're still in our infancy. We're not saying that we have any great grand answers, but Dave didn't write Likewise Olive in a day because he just picked up a pen. Dave wrote it in a day because he'd been writing for 10 years. Um, and so it's kind of same as going to the gym, the same as anything else. It's the time you put into it.
Great advice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we are unfortunately coming to the end of our show. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me tonight.
Thank you for having me. Honestly, this is a really cool thing you guys are doing. We've done a couple of festivals. I think that everyone should do the live stream thing. This is we'll repost it, and thank you for the opportunity. We're so excited to be in the festival.
Of course. And my final question is, will you be attending the festival this year?
Yes, we will have a presence there. I took a screenshot of exactly when our block is because I want everybody to know that you can come see Likewise Olive in block AL9 between 12:30 and 3 on Sunday, March 30th, which I think you'll probably see myself or Dave or Luke, somebody from our company. We'd love to connect with anybody that's coming out there. And we love the mentorship stuff too. If it's somebody that's coming up and they just want to talk about their thing, or if it's somebody that's looking to fund a movie, we totally have something for you.
Yeah. Well, great. Can't wait to see you. So that is once again Likewise Olive being shown Sunday, March 30th in block AL9 from 12:30 p.m. I just repeated.
Thank you guys again. So much gratitude for everybody at the festival. Thank you.
Of course, it goes both ways. Thank you so much.
All right, good seeing you.
Have a good one.